So if your vehicle has a K&N cone style air filter and you have never cleaned it, there is a good chance that your vehicle may need the air filter cleaned. Do not worry, this is very easy to do. Let's jump right in and I'll show you how to clean it. It's easy. So to kick off your air filter cleaning, grab you a flathead screwdriver, most of the time anyway, head out to your vehicle, pop the hood, locate the air filter, and I will meet you out there. Ready? Go! You can see right away, this one is really dirty and it needs a good cleaning. The first thing we're gonna do is loosen this hose clamp right here and remove the filter. It's a mess. Now that you've got your filter off and ready to clean, that's about the hardest part. The rest is really easy. There are a couple of things you are gonna need. You are gonna need a can of K&N air filter cleaner and a bottle of the air filter oil. Now most of the time, these come in a kit. I believe it's called the Filter Charger Kit, available from K&N. You can order it in lots of places online. I would recommend not starting this process until you have both of these items on hand. A lot of the auto parts stores will have this kit on hand, but you can order it also online. And I will put a link down below in the description where you can also find this item. So enough yapping, we need to get this thing clean. Now you are gonna need some time. Make sure you allow enough time for your filter to dry before beginning this next step. First, grab your filter and knock any loose particles out of it by hand. You don't have to get carried away, just tap it on the palm of your hand and knock anything loose. Now grab your bottle of filter cleaner and begin spraying the filter down. You wanna spray the cleaner down into all the pleats, all the way around the filter. You don't have to worry about spraying it inside, just spray it all around on the outside. Make sure the filter is nice and saturated with the cleaner. Once you have it sprayed down really well, just let the filter sit for a few minutes. Don't let the cleaner dry on there before rinsing it off. Once the cleaner is soaked in, but not dried on the filter, then just using some low pressure water, whether it's tap water or a garden hose without the sprayer, some low pressure source of water, rinse the filter from the inside to the outside. Don't rinse it from the outside to the in. That'll force dirt and crud into the pleats of the filter and cause it to get trapped in there. You want to always rinse from the inside to the outside. This will wash the dirt back out. Keep rinsing the filter until the water runs clean and no more dirt's being washed away. There's not a set amount of time. You just want to make sure that the water coming off the filter is nice and clean. And now, with our filter outside, we need to try to remove as much water as possible by shaking it off. Now really, how you do this, it doesn't matter. There's a few different ways that I've come up with that I think are kind of fun. One, you can just shake it. That's kind of boring. How about the windmill? You could do the Jimbo and shake it till your belly hurts. The top. Is that the air guitar? No matter which way you choose, just try to shake it until most of the water has flown off. You want to get it as dry as possible. Just try to be careful you don't drop it and damage the filter. But go ahead and have some fun with it. Let me know if you can come up with any sort of creative options for shaking off the water. Man, there's a lot of traffic when I'm trying to do this. What's up with that? Once you have all the water shaken off it, just take the thing and let it sit in the sun or some other dry place. You want this thing to dry naturally. Don't do anything to try to speed up the drying. That's why it's important to try to shake off as much water as possible. Make sure that you plan enough time to allow the thing to dry to where you're not gonna need to drive your vehicle. If you plan for it, it works out just fine. So I have had this filter sitting in the sun for several hours. It is nice and dry, and you can actually see now that there is some sort of color to this, kind of a white grayish color looking material underneath. It's not just dirt and grime. We are ready to re-oil this thing and get it reassembled. So to re-oil mine, I'm going to use this aerosol can. Now I also believe that there's a squirt bottle available of this same oil that you use to squirt along the pleats of the filter. I have never used that myself. The kits that I've gotten, I've always had the aerosol can, but either one will work just fine. Make sure if you use the squirt bottle, you read the instructions and make sure you're applying it correctly. To apply the oil, I'm just going to spray it along the pleats of the filter. I'm aiming to get it down in the pleats. Don't worry if it doesn't get exactly down in there. The oil will wick itself around and fill in any light spots. After letting it sit, just make sure that you don't see any white spots. I see a little bit of a white spot right there. I'm just going to give that another little shot of oil. So I've let the filter sit with the oil on it for about 10 minutes. When I'm inspecting it, I'm looking to see if there's any light areas where I can still see the whitish color underneath, and everything looks good. The last thing that I like to do is just wipe off some of that excess oil that gets around the rubber pieces. This just kind of keeps it a little bit cleaner. When you have oil under your hood, it does attract dust, and that causes everything to get a mess. So by cleaning it off, it does help keep a little bit of the dirt and grime down. That's all we gotta do, reinstall this. Installation is exactly the opposite of removal. Don't forget to place your hose clamp on the filter before you put it in place. Otherwise, you're gonna be taking the filter back off when you put it on your air intake. There we go. Make sure everything's secure. Now's also a good time to make sure any other connections are nice and snug under the hood as well. Everything else seems to be tight. We are done. And now my vehicle is ready to go for a while with a nice clean air filter. Now, one question that does come up quite a bit is, what is the interval between cleanings? This question is almost impossible to answer because everybody's driving conditions are different. If you live in a dusty area, of course it's going to get dirty faster. If you hardly ever drive your vehicle, it's going to take a lot longer for it to get dirty even in the cleanest environments. What I would say to you is keep an eye on your filter. Maybe when you check your oil or fluids, maybe you change your own oil, that's a good time to check your filter. Just give it a visual inspection. If you can still see some of that reddish color in the filter, chances are you're probably just fine to keep driving. But if you look at it and it's really crusted and caked up, in worst case, maybe the pleats are full of dirt, I've seen that before, you might want to clean it. Now, maybe you don't have a cone style filter, maybe you have a K&N factory replacement, one of the flat panel filters, and you need to clean that guy. You're in luck. I have a video on that as well. The process for cleaning those is very similar to this one. I will put a link down below in the description. You can hit it up. So I hope this video helped you guys out. If it did, give it a big ol' thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for other interesting videos like this one. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I really do hope it helped you out. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you did. Don't forget, there's a bunch of links in the video description for you to check out. Until next time, thanks a lot for watching.